colleagues at home. So without further ado, could I introduce Associate Professor Ding Tuot from Brisbane, Queensland, to chair the first session, which is the continuing medical education session. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. CME session English but I've been in Australia for quite some time, and I still work part-time in Brisbane, Queensland as a gastroenterologist. But I've been honored to introduce this afternoon CME session. There will be two keynote speakers for this afternoon. The first keynote speaker is Professor Stephen Ting, who I believe is a professor of clinical pediatrics at the Texas Technical University Health Science in Texas, El Paso, Texas, and from the Division of Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology. So the topic of his lecture is Allergy to Life's Pleasures. So, Professor Ting.
Beautify your body, drinking, sex, and also the modern day beauty in the Western world is that body piercing. Okay, it's very common. So just give you a really rough overview of the allergy. Allergy means in our field is IgE mediated immunity. Okay, IgE was discovered in 1966, but since then there are a lot of diseases related to allergens been described. As you all know, food, dust, pollen, animal, mold, insect sting. These are the bottom line is that it has to be protein. Okay, but in the last few years, the new discovery is that even carbohydrate can be a trigger for IgE mechanism, triggered by non-allergy. Okay, for instance, sunlight, master degranulation, and can present clinically as high. You also know that high, bronchi, alcohol, which many of you probably will take it tonight. Smoking, the shoes, the wedding, the food, allergy to walk. Okay, this is the developed country like the United States, Australia, New Zealand. Okay, the United States, food allergy, 50 million people. Food allergy, seafood, obviously trying to get diagnosed by an allergist, and then carry EpiPen, also the bracelets. Now these are things that can save your life. Okay, food allergy and kissing. If you have allergy to certain food, if your boyfriend or girlfriend kiss you, it can be a big problem. Okay? This is the gene alley. They study control the alcohol dehydrogenase. What is that? If you have Asian, you have the gene very active and convert alcohol to acetaldehyde. At the same time, you have a gene that slows down.
Professor Stephen is the clinical professor in the Faculty of Medicine and Dentistry from Canada, University of Alberta in Edmonton. And the topic is Integrated Compassionate Medicines for the 21st Century.
Almost 30 years later on, then I went into geriatric medicines. The reason I went into geriatric medicine is because I was interested in complementary and alternative medicine. I was thinking that what I can offer to the patients. Best age group is a geriatric age group because that's the place where the people have the most disease and disorders and pathology, and also have the most illness and all these are there. So I looked into more natural and more compassionate compassionate medicines. I just want to show you the lotus. Lotus show hopes and compassion there. And medicine, I think without compassion, there would have no medicine there. And I just want to also let you know the health in WHO meaning is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely absent of the disease and conflict. This is from the WHO. Can you imagine some of these formula in the Chinese medicine have been used for thousands of years, still using the same thing. This is show that the direction, that the thing that they are doing is right. That's why they are keep using the same thing. Acupuncture, another one. When I went to Canada, I was thinking that which medicine of the Chinese should I start introducing to my colleagues and friends. And I look at the nutritional therapy, it takes so much time, at least months and all this to heal the people. Herbal medicine takes time. Acupuncture, that is the one that I have to go, because I can show them that how effective it is treating migraine headaches, or lowering the blood pressures, or treating relaxations, and all these things are very useful. So I started with acupuncture. Surely, it interests my colleagues from the Western medicine, and right now we have a classes in University of Alberta, acupuncture classes for physicians and all this, which is very useful. And massage, manicure therapy, medical qigong, even exercises is a part of medicines. That
I think we should all thank Stan and Stephen from North America for giving us these keynote talks from a different perspective of medicine, quite different from the way that we usually practice our medicine. So thank you very much.
We'll have a little break. There'll be a refreshment issue, and now tea, coffee, biscuits issue. And after that, we will have what we call a consultative meeting. So the reason for the consultative meeting, December last year, we had a meeting, and then we had a discussion about, wait a minute, since we are going to have a lot of international experts.
La rue n'est plus bien les beaux. Tu les bio loin les yeux. Yo young as a son is in me dabo. La rue n'est plus bien les beaux. Tu les bio loin les yeux. Yo young as a son is in me dabo. Nous so twinly you jambo. Unyang bin you nghe suy all that way go. Chit the way low loan way. Long get what tang has so and when you do she when I my mo king over man so me I much debut long get what tang
say that because we are planning a reunion which is well received, and now we have got something like 320 registrants. So we got the strength here. Why we are having a reunion involving a lot of our alumni from all over the world, why don't we have a session, what we call a brainstorming session, and we call it a consultative meeting, where people can air their sort of feeling or their ideas and think aloud and say something about what they want to see change in our health system in Burma, because we are all, with all the goodwill, we wanted to get things improved in whatever way we can contribute. So we decided that we will have, for the purpose of this session, 10 speakers from whoever nominated themselves will be involved, and each person will talk for about 10 minutes in the
my classes. First and foremost, I would like to tell you about the mistake of the nomenclature. Raymond and myself, we are not chairpersons. We are not even moderators. We are facilitators. Because we thought that, considering the people who are here gathered around the table, we are in no position to take the role of chairing the session, but just with them. When Raymond came to anyway, eventually somebody married him and he's here. And he has been not only a surgeon, but he's been very much involved in making the general practices in Malaysia and general practices in Burma to work very collaborative and learn from each other. Dr. Silek Khain. This is one of my naughtiest daughters. She was with us very actively in 1988. And then, like us, we have to leave the country. And Silek Khain didn't give up. She was working with Donamya and insisted she wanted to be an OB. Eze was in class of 1980. And Momon, another of my daughters, is the chairperson of the Myanmar Medical Maternal Child. Apart from being very active in association, he's also very much involved with the church activities.
So, hello, Minganava. Thank you very much for allowing me to speak on this occasion. It's a very memorable and a very pleasurable occasion. One thing is that our effort is not that much. The effort from this side, Go Raymond and Go everybody who try us to bring us here. It is a great effort because for us it's to try to come. And one thing it is, as Johnny has just mentioned, changing policy, opening policy, you see, every help concerning the improvement of our national health system is welcome. So you can you see, establish any system that will enlighten us and then.
Bottom of my heart that you have invited me here. I've seen all my senior colleagues, my SEA, who have worked in our country up till professorship, some of those who left before the professorship and then move up. So what I want to explain to you is, like everybody was hoping, our country is changing, our administrative is changing, our Ministry of Health is also changing. So you are trying to help what you can do for.
Try my best to do the surgery of our practice back home. It is only a little contribution, just for little outright thinking from this crowd, which is going to be hopefully the think tank of the future, because always the best part of a successful story. First initial this is, I'm influenced by the one little talk about quarter of a century ago, which was done in England. That gentleman come and do the surgery of the British Leyland. That time, Margaret Thatcher time, the economy was going down, so he was.
Question dinner ticket special ticket president so detail question I don't know pros and cons on BMD say we should so good evening, we start. What I want to contribute, how can we contribute in the change? This is time to change. Most of the people say acknowledgement at the last, but I always say at the first, because even these figures, 11 years, 9 years, in a healthcare system, this is a time to change. Everyone agree? Okay, thank you. And then let us contribute our ideas and our experience.
And then I was keep D and C is not to relate to us. I would like to emphasize especially on the point A and B. We've been talking about we want to improve our healthcare. First of all, we need money. We cannot go and beg. We have to get it somewhere. How they get the money? Simple what they believe is exactly the same. On top of it, for that reason, every single visit, at least they have to come out a bit to feel that, to prevent abuse.
Recent changes in political openness in Myanmar have actually prompted us to think about what we can do for our birthplace in the future. I'd like to talk a little bit about myself. As I was growing up in Burma as a medical student, I was always impressed of my teachers and mentors using perfect technology based on clinical judgments with limited facilities, resources in dealing with various, continue encouraging private facility or private hospital like Sakura or Pala. I think we would like to see more about in Burma. The well coordination, well balanced from these services were assessed with effective acute healthcare system to prevent above complications and chronic conditions.
အမျိုးကျွန်တော်တို့သွားဖြည့်ပေးရတယ်လိုရာကိုဖြည့်ပေးတာအကျိုးရှိနေတယ်။အခုကျွန်တော်တို့ project အကြီးကြီးလည်းမလုပ်နိုင်ဘူး။ကျွန်တော်တို့လုပ်နိုင်တဲ့ project လေးကအသေးလေးတွေပဲလုပ်နိုင်တယ်။ကျွန်တော်တို့လည်းဒီမှာကိုယ်အလုပ်နဲ့ကိုယ်နဲ့ကြားထဲကနေပြီးတော့ project အသေးလေးတွေကိုကျွန်တော်တို့လုပ်ပေးနိုင်တယ်။နောက်ပြီးတော့နောက်တစ်ခုလုပ်ချင်တာ doubling effort နဲ့ဖြစ်စေ။ခြား organizer ကလေးတွေမွေးသမျှကလေးတွေအကုန်လုံး heat break test လုပ်ပြီးတော့ laboratory ကိုဒီ blood sample လေးပေးနိုင်တယ်ဆိုရင်ဒါမျိုးလာလုပ်လို့ရတယ်။ ဆိုတော့နိုင်ငံကျွန်တော်တို့ပြင်လို့ရတယ်။ဒါကျွန်တော်တို့လုပ်နေ။မြန်မာပြည်မှာရှိနေတဲ့လူတွေအတွက်ကဘာတွေလုပ်ဖို့လိုလဲဆိုတော့သူတို့က nitty gritty တွေကိုအောက်ခြေလေးကိုလိုက်ပြီးတော့လုပ်ပြီး project manager လုပ်ပေးရမယ်။ team တွေဖွဲ့စည်းပေးရမယ်။ fire and hire အလုပ်ဘယ်သူအသိတော်မယ်အဲ့ဒါမျိုးတွေလုပ်ပေးဖို့လိုတယ်။တော့ local မြန်မာပြည်မှာရှိတဲ့ manpower resource ကကျွန်တော်တို့မသိဘူး။ဆိုတော့အဲ့ဒါအတွက်ကိုဒီလူကအသိတော်ရဟိုလူကအသိတော်တယ်။ အဲ့လိုမျိုးတွေကိုကျွန်တော်တို့အကူအညီလိုတယ်။နောက်ပြီးတော့ trouble shooting ရေးတဲ့ကြောင်းထဲမှာဆက်ကပြတ်သွားပါပြီ။အဲ့ဒီဆက်ကိုဘယ်လိုပြင်မလဲ။အဲ့ဒါမျိုးကိုဒီမှာပြန် counterpart ဆင်လုပ်ပေးဖို့လိုတယ်။နောက်ပြီးတော့ auditing ကို progress ဘယ်နဲ့ဒီလဲ reporting အဲ့ဒါမျိုးတွေလည်းကျွန်တော်တို့နဲ့ဒီဝိုင်းလုပ်ပေးဖို့လိုတယ်။ဒီကျွန်တော်မြင်။ networking ကလည်းသိရေးကြည့်တယ်။ကျွန်တော်တို့က networking အနေနဲ့အခုချိန်မှာကျွန်တော်တို့ welcome လုပ်ပြီးဒီကောင်းမှမြင်ရတာ။ ဘာလို့လဲဆိုတော့စာရင်းရမ်းဖတ်တယ်ဆရာ။ကျွန်တော်တို့ကကျမတို့ this vast experience internationally not to be no UNICEF နဲ့ဆရာ we was working in China for years ဆိုတော့ခုနကကျွန်တော်တို့ပြောတဲ့ issue တွေအကုန်လုံးဆရာတော့အများကြီးနားထောင်ပြီးတော့ခေါင်းမြင်နေကျွန်တော်ဘောပေါက်ပါတယ်။နောက်ဒီနေ့တော့ I was so happy and I try to appreciate all the presentation, especially with your special interest in our country. Kuma statement halala hoba usharo and jara since 3 years back 2009 by Shubiro and then they tried to give the name of that primary health care so I looked at it. So era bale so nam tru aro poor community provide being a neighbor so let down or anybody who can do it. I mean, I general my Shilonga obvious, but I'm not saying living in a query. I mean, cost effective Shilla, Kimla, Yai Cesar, you're not a general continue, think Melokito. But a general
တကယ် cabinet surgeon ရှိမယ်ကျွန်တော်တို့ကလည်းပဲသူတို့ community ကို district hospital လောက်မှာခွဲပေးမယ်ဆိုရင်အဲ့ဒီပြန်နိုင်ကျွန်တော်ရှင်းသွားတယ်။ကျွန်တော် just I'm giving one example ပေါ့။အဲ့တော့ဒါမျိုးလေးတွေရတယ်ကျွန်တော်တို့ရှိပါတယ်။နောက်တစ်ခုကတော့ physical accessibility အားလုံးသိတဲ့အတိုင်းပဲ။ဒီလိုရှင်းလိုက်ပြီးဒီလိုတက်လို့ရှိရင် it may take even the whole day to get some maybe chloroquine ဆယ်လုံးရဖို့ရေဆိုတော့လာတော့ဒါမျိုးလေးတွေရှိတာပေါ့။အဲ့တော့အဲ့ဒါကိုတော့ကျွန်တော်တို့က government ကကျွန်တော်တို့ဘုရုံးကလည်းလုပ်ပါတယ်။ဒါကြောင့်မလို့ sub center တွေကိုကျွန်တော်တို့ရွာပေါင်း6ပေါင်း9ရှိပါတယ်။အဲ့ကျွန်တော်ဒီလိုဆရာတော်အောင်တာ
Can you all stand? Stretch your arms up. Okay, the other side, bend down to your knees. Once again, all the way down. Okay, now will you take your seats, please? The lessons that I learned from the primary trauma care in Burma and some of my thoughts. I'll be happy to take questions from there. Now, the problems of Myanmar's healthcare has been well elucidated by most of your colleagues here before me. And you are all aware of the challenges that we face in Burma. So really, if you list it all yourselves, it saves a lot of time and we won't have to sit down so long. So I shan't tell you more about the problems of Myanmar's healthcare problems, but the Yawadi to the tip to take pictures of this. I met with people who had burns like this. Look at this pagoda. This is sprinkled, drowned, and disappeared because they could not stay afloat for 12 hours, 20 feet above normal sea level. So as a result, the body is not swept out to sea, so you could never count how many people actually died. 4 or 5. A few of you do know about it. Now, primary trauma care was started by a group of doctors, anesthetists mainly, and surgeons in UK because they hated the American College of Surgeons. The American College of Surgeons produces ATLS, Advanced Trauma Life Support, and charges $500 license fee on every candidate. Well, this group of doctors in UK, Australia, and so on said this was not right. After all, it's only a skill and it's something that many of us already have. Why should teaching this require us to pay $500? How can the countries, the third world countries of Southeast Asia, Africa, America, South America, afford that sort of licensing fee for their doctors? What does the average doctor earn in Myanmar today? Can he afford $5 from Johnson & Johnson and so on when you can't afford it? So you buy things and you use what there is. And the program is a 2-3 day event. 2 days to train the basic trainers and 1 day to train the instructors. So it's as simple as that. That's primary trauma care. The lessons from the mom. Primary trauma care
should be talking to the audience like this because I can see that the more, the longer the speeches go on, and the more the people from the rest of the crowd, and probably they will become a bit more hungry. So, because this is very important, and I not only
to help Burma, right? Yes or no? Yes. Okay, raise your hand if you really want to help. Let me see how many of you will raise your hand. The reason I said that is talk is cheap. Okay, talk is cheap. Okay, and I'll give you a few, our 25-year experience by the Ministry of Health. Look at the whole country. What are their priority in 2006 or 2011? They have 42 priority related to communicable disease. And they also have non-communicable disease, cardiovascular, cancer, diabetes, mental health, everything. And then they're also looking about human resources.
It's successful. And I'd like to thank all members of the organizing committee. All of them has worked very hard, tirelessly, but nobody has ever complained of feeling tired. Everybody is energized. This is a reunion. And this morning, early morning, I had a telephone call about 7:30 or 8 o'clock. Dr. Kemauji from Brunei rang me saying, hey, Kodewe, why are you not going to join us on the cruise? Where is the dungeon that I have written? Have you already practiced? That was about 7:30 in the morning, all excited. So I'm very glad and very pleased to see you all here. We have a successful reunion at the very first day, and we are going to have more fun as we go along. So I'd like to make arrangement for a brief performance of the Burmese dance. This is Dr. Sile Khai that you have heard, who is an obstetrician and gynecologist from Malaysia, at the reunion. So I'd like to invite the performer. We have to do all those things.
ဆရာနဲ့တကယ်ချင်းအားလုံးကိုဒီအားနေပြီးတော့ BMAA ကနှိမ့်လိုက်လေးကြိုးဆိုပါတယ်အခုအချိန်မှာကျမတို့ရဲ့အကြံကောက်ကောက်မဲ့မင်းသမီးကကျမတို့စောင့်မျှော်နေစဉ်မှာ BMAA အသင်းတင်သားများဖြစ်တဲ့ဒေါက်တာလာရင်ချောဒေါက်တာတန်နာဒေါက်တာယမင်းကိုထွန်းအောင်ရွှေဒေါက်တာအုံးညွန့်တို့ကနေပြီးတော့ special song လေးတစ်ခုနဲ့ကြိုးစုံနှုတ်ဆက်တဲ့တခြင်းလေးကိုကျမတို့ရဲ့ချစ်ခင်လေးစားအပ်သောတွားရောက်လာတဲ့မိတ်ဆွေတွေအားလုံးအတွက်တည်ဆိုပေးပါမယ်ရှင်
ကျေနပ်
အမှန်တိုင်းတော့ပြောတာ哦
ဘယ်လိုခေါ်
အကိုကြီး
ကြိုက်တတ်တယ်ဗျာဆရာကျော်ရင်းတော့ကြိုက်တတ်တယ်
ကိုကထာကြီးကြီးနေတယ်အဲ့တော့ကိုကထာကြီးကျင်းနေတော့ကိုကြီးဦးကျော်ဝင်းလို့ကိုကြီးဦးကျော်ဝင်းလို့ခေါ်တာ
ညာဗျာ
ပါရီဘက်ကမလေးရှားကအပြည်စည်းမဂ္ဂဇင်းထုတ်ဝေနေတဲ့
ကြောင်းကြတာ
စာရေးဆရာကြီးဦးသက်ဆွေပါလားရှင်
လူခေါ်လိုက်တယ်ပြန်ခေါ်လိုက်စမ်းပါ
ဘယ်လိုခေါ်ရမှာလဲအကိုကြီးကိုတဲ့
အိုးကိုကြီးကဆရာကျော်ဝင်းဒီကအရင်တော့လည်းခေါ်လို့
ဘယ်လိုခေါ်ရမှာလဲဆရာလေးရှင်
မင်းဆွေတဲ့ချင်းမမိတော့ဘူးလား
မိသွားပြီစိတ်ကြီးရတာနဲ့
တစ်စက္ကန့်မှမေးလို့မရပါနဲ့ဒီရပြီလားအဲ့ဒီရသတိမေ့နေတယ်အခုမှပြန်ပေါ့
ဆိုင်ကယ်ခရစ်စတန်ပြမယ်
မရှိပါနဲ့လူကောင်းလေးမှာမောင်မေးလေးလို့ပြောတာဂုဏ်ရှိပါတယ်ဟာ
ဟုတ်ကဲ့ကျမတို့ကတောင်းဝန်လေးတွေပဲရှိသေးတယ်အဲ့တော့တစ်ချင်းလေးနဲ့လည်းဆိုပါတော့
အများကလည်းစီလေးရဲ့လှရဲ့အကလေးကိုကြည့်ကြည့်နေဆိုတော့ဆက်ဆရာရွာသားကြီးဆက်ဆရာကြီးရွှေပြည်စိုးတဲ့ချင်းလေးကိုခလောက်ပေါ်လက်တင်ပြီးတော့နှိမ့်လိုက်ပါတော့ဗျာ
ဒီရှေ့ပြီးဆိုသင်ရတော့ဆရာဦးတေုံကျော်မြင့်နဲ့ဆရာတူဆရာရေမွန်ကျွေဒီဆရာမိုင်းအားလုံးအတွက်ရွာနေတဲ့ချင်းလေးတွေပါရှင်သူသားပြီးကားပါမယ်မကတာကြတော့လည်းမေ့နေပါဘူးလူလဲမှာ
Vamos.
သွားပါစိတ်တင်လို့ငါတို့ဒီကနေ့တွေ့တဲ့အခါမှာဒါရဲ့တဲ့လုံးနဲ့မိမလို့ချင်မှုနာနီလေးပါနီလေးဆိုတဲ့ဒီကရောဒါရဲ့တဲ့လုံးနဲ့မိမလို့ချင်မှုThis is very, very extraordinary. It is even more than anyone that you adore and love. It's all that I can give to you. Love is more than just a game for two in love.
Yeah.
Uza kan ye pelo ba ni nai lu kwe ya su chi be ya su chi sa ga bi twe lo ye yu la ro me hai mi ya ja se hai mi shwe ao so Jelly which is ya don't you ma you look at closing no yeti ma Chagi daga pyolo duro le ko kinga yo to pyolo chisesha Jelly which is ya don't you ma you look at closing no yeti ma Chagi daga pyolo duro le ko kinga yo to pyolo chisesha
ပြီးတော့ပျော်ရွှင်ခဲ့တဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့်ကျွန်တော်တို့ပတ်တန်းအနေနဲ့တင်ထားလို့ပါတယ်ကျွမ်းလာတဲ့ပြည်သားအားလုံးလည်းပဲကိုလာတဲ့နေရာအနေကိုအမေရိကဖြစ်ဘရူနိုင်းကဖြစ် safely အခြေခံလို့ရှိရင်ပြန်နေပါစေလို့ကျွန်တော်ဆုတောင်းပါတယ်နောက်တစ်ခုကလည်းပဲကျွန်တော်တို့ဒီ function နဲ့ပတ်သက်ပြီးတော့ကူညီခဲ့တဲ့ကိုကျော်စင်ရတဲ့အဖွဲ့ဒီကျွန်တော်တို့ဒီ technical ကိုဆိုရင်နာနဲ့ဖွဲ့ကိုဆိုရင်နာလေးဖွဲ့နော်ကိုဆိုနိုင်လေးနော်အခုတို့ဒီကျွန်တော်တို့ဒီကင်မရာနဲ့ဟိုပေါ်တဲ့ဖွဲ့တွေအကုန်လုံးပေါ့လေကျွန်တော်တို့အဖက်ဖက်ရာမှာကူညီခဲ့တဲ့မိတ်ဆွေအားလုံးကတော့ကျွန်တော်တို့ချစ်ခင်တဲ့ပညာရဲ့ spirit နဲ့ကျွန်တော်တို့ပျော်ရွှင်စွာဆင်နွှဲနိုင်ခဲ့တဲ့ကြောင့်အားလုံးကိုကျွန်တော်ကျေးဇူးတင်တယ်ပြောပြီးတော့နှုတ်ဆက်တာလို့ပဲခုနကခုန
သူလေးဘလို့ ခြင်းမူဆုံးထိတူတူချစ်သွားမှာပါတို့ရဲ့လက်ကိုမိန်ရဲ့ခိုင်ခိုင်တွဲမနာလိုသူတွေသွေးထိုးနှောက်ရှက်တဲ့ခါမှာခိုင်နေသောချစ်တို့နဲ့အချင်နာရီမရိုင်လေချစ်သူလေးဘလို့မဝေးခြင်းချစ်တော်နဲ့ချစ်နာရီမရလဲနဲ့ချစ်သူလေးတလုံးချစ်နေနိုင်တဲ့တော့ချစ်တော်နဲ့ချစ်နာရီမရလဲနဲ့ချစ်သူလေးဘလုံးမမွေခြင်း Tungamya ye Alane disa go kwe puisha mo jare Ge mo pansi yang go kwe bya me Kotani wenje ma kwe ge bin la shi ye So myai ni gnai mi lan twi ri san bya jwe Ba wa ye la han ri ye thong ji tin pyan ne Ge la ye mu man go kwe twi ga nge ji we Ba dan sa mi ge mi we pong ji ye di kwe Jung li the meow with the bow the la ye. Oh, why at this time ye came a me to it. The thing I lost so I portrait lare. Get on at this time with the bow was empty. Puisha mo jare Ge mo pansi yang o kwe bya me Kotani wenje ma kwe ge bin la shi de So myai ni gnai mi lan twi ri san bya jwe Ba wa ye la han ri ye thong ji tin pyan ne Ge la ye mu man o kwe twi ga nge ji we Ba dan sa mi ge mi we pong ji di kwe Ji bong mwe jung li the meow with the bow of the la ye Bo wa ye this sa mi ye kai ma mye twe Ji nga la so ra ye bo chwe long la re Ge la ne this sa ma with the bow of sim pit